This is 20 things you didn't know about Diablo 2. Today we're diving into the dark world of Diablo 2 with 20 mind-blowing facts you probably didn't know about the game. From hidden secrets to crazy behind-the-scenes stories, we've got it all. So grab your Heroic Cube, equip your best gear, and let's venture into Sanctuary.
What the fuck?
The first cow level. The secret cow level that we all know and love was actually the second map design they chose to go with instead of the original. The secret cow level was created from Diablo 1's mythic lore, that if a player clicked on a cow given a number of times, the player would be taken to the cow level. Years later from this mythic rumor, the devs decided to create an Easter egg, what we call now the secret cow level in Diablo 2. Previously, before cows were released with patch 1.09 in the original game that did not require you to have the Lord of Destruction expansion, a very old screenshot of what seems to be the first iteration of the first cow level seems to be in the Den of Evil. Take a look here. Naram's Malice. The Tools of the Trade is not only a quick quest that you can do, but you will be rewarded with an imbued item of your choice once you've defeated the smith and taken the Heroic Malice back to Charcy. But did you know that it's not actually called the Heroic Malice? In the Russian.txt from the game files, there's an entry named Naram Malice. It is not known what this may reference, but this could possibly be referring to the creator of the hammer model, or the full name of the hammer itself originally. Sound Chaos Debug. In Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, there was an old command script that was able to be used by players, allowing them to hear every single narration line from the files by simply typing Sound Chaos Debug. Have a listen. Now, to my own surprise, I tested this command to see if it still works in today's game, Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I'm still baffled that this still exists to this day.
The roads are safe.
Evil urns. Not all evil urns are necessarily bad. While almost every evil urn you come across will spawn monsters on top of you, there are only 2 evil urns that will not spawn with these monsters and will give you good items, and not just gold. The first evil urn is in the Ariat Plateau near the Crystalline Passage entrance, and the second is in the Frozen Tundra by the Ancient's Way entrance. While the basic magic finding sex ghoul may not want to farm evil urns, I highly encourage players to dip their feet into urn farming. I've even gotten myself high runes and great uniques from these 2 areas. The Monastery Gate. There is another larger gateway leading through the monastery. This is most likely to the east, leading through the mountains and into the desolate lands of Aranok. However, the wooden portcullis is lowered, leaving us with no answers. But if you take a closer look at the texture in between the gate, it seems unfinished. The Resurrection crew only reskinned the game with minor quality of life changes to the game, but this could also mean it was never intended to be anything more than an unfinished asset. I reached out to David Brevik for any insight on this closed off area. I have not heard a response since. The Bayou Tapestry. If you head up into the cathedral and take a right and go to the room and look at the wall that's facing left, you can see the building as we showed in that previous image of the Bayou Tapestry. The Bayou Tapestry is an embroidered cloth nearly 70 meters long and 50 centimeters tall that depicts the events leading up to the Norman conquest of England in 1066, led by William, Duke of Normandy challenging Harold II, King of England. Always left. When entering the Forgotten Tower, there always seems to be this right or left dilemma when trying to find the next level. You can easily reach the Forgotten Tower level 5 by always teleporting left of where the character was placed. Doing so will guarantee an immediate square up, with the Countess making it easier to farm for keys and even high runes. Cross-reference bosses. Diablo 2 is known for a lot of its influences from its predecessors like StarCraft and even Warcraft 2. But did you ever notice how the developers easily copy and pasted what looks like Kerrigan from StarCraft to Diablo 2 as in Duriel? And did you ever notice that Duriel shows a striking resemblance as the Hydralisk from StarCraft as well? Oh yeah bro, but the dirt called the Diggler is from a movie called The Boogie Nights, man. Did you know that?
It just blows up because the name is just so powerful.
We already know this. Gemella and Halbu. While Gemella and Halbu do not offer any dialogue to the main protagonist of Diablo 2, they do offer a service that can benefit the player like items and potions. But did you know in Diablo 3, you encounter Gemella as a ghost in Act 5, during the storyline where Malthael takes over the Pandemonium Fortress. Gemella, along with Halbu, appear as quest givers for the Demon Souls event within the Pandemonium Fortress levels 1 and 2. You'll need to find their ghost to initiate this event. During this encounter, they'll ask for your help in destroying the Dark Crucibles that Malthael is using to collect souls. After completing the task, you can return to Gemella to finish the event, where she might even offer her iconic "Hail to You champion" line. Keep in mind that these interactions are part of the Act 5 storyline and specifically related to the Demon Souls event. Once you've completed the event, a dialogue will show up asking about spirits. You can clearly hear them talking about the protagonist from Diablo 2. Have a listen.
How did you get here?
We came here years ago to aid a hero much like you.
The fortress has changed since then. Its new master did not suffer our presence for long.
Druids have second chance. Like any other class, once you've been hit on your last bit of life, you ultimately die. However, the Druid class has a second chance passive, allowing them to take one final blow before dying while in werebear or wolf form, allowing them to have a second chance. Assassins don't need keys. Like any other class, if you see a locked chest, you know that you're going to have to purchase a key to unlock it for the rewards. However, the Assassin class has a passive allowing them to open any container without a key. Hopefully you'll never buy a key again. Always find Duriel. Have you ever just wanted to farm Duriel just because? Maybe even to just test his loot table or get some essences? Well, rather than mindlessly going through all the tombs just to find Duriel, there's an easier way we can pinpoint his location by using the Arcane Sanctuary. You will need to locate the summoner, and upon defeating him, you're going to want to take a look at all the shapes. But wait, which of the shapes is missing? In this scenario, the triangle shape is missing for me. Since the triangle shape was missing from the Arcane Sanctuary, we're going to search for the tomb with the triangle on the cairnstone, and from there, we're going to locate his chamber. Jason and the Argonauts. Diablo 2's opening cinematic featuring the Wanderer was actually a tribute to one of the developer's favorite movies that influenced the cinematic. In Jason and the Argonauts, you can see the skeletons spawn just like they would in the Diablo 2 cinematic, paying respects to one of the movies that influenced the creation of the Wanderer cinematic. Walk, don't run. In Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, you can see that your defense doesn't change when you're running or walking. However, when you're running in Diablo 2 Resurrected, your defense plummets to 0 while you run, making it easier for you to take more damage. However, if you just simply walk by pressing the key R, your defense will stay, allowing your character to take less damage. The Will-O-Wisp Ritual. Players are afraid of burning souls because of their huge lightning strikes. But did you know there's actually a ritual that correlates to the developers' names when doing the ritual? If you do this ritual correctly, it will grant you 4000% magic find for 19 hours, allowing the player to get infinite loot until the time is up, and you can repeat this as many times as you'd like, online and offline stacking. The letters represent the initials for each main dev: D for David, E for Eric, M for Max, R for Rob, K for Kurt, P for Phil, and S for Steege. Paladin vs Revive Undead. As I covered in a previous video, there's a penalty for reviving as a paladin, ultimately resulting in dying when going against his holy religion. Take a look at this clip. The Human Map. Once you've entered the Durance of Hate level 3 and walk around the middle section, you can then clearly see what looks like a person within the map. Taint Breeder.
The hell is even that?
We've seen some crazy names for some of these super uniques like Ooze-Drool and Pukebrow, and we're definitely not going to say this one, but if you know, you know. Not a good look, Blizzard. But did you know that there was a name that was found in the game files that's pretty disgusting called the Tank Breeder? Tank Breeder more than likely would have been a boss implemented like the Smith or Blood Raven as a normal super unique, but its name did not show no correlation to the prefix and suffix boss name generator. Here's a snapshot of what would have been the Tank Breeder. Evil Holes. Evil holes are rather bizarre. They are spawners similar to foul crow nests, but they cannot be targeted or destroyed by the player. They destroy themselves after spawning a certain number of fallen. They are hard-coded to always spawn fallen no matter what, even though there are 5 different variants of them which are all identical. On top of this, they have an item reference and an item sound. Have a listen. Guild Vaults. Guilds were supposed to be an addition to the game after its release, but Blizzard had to cut the development process of it because of time and money. However, guild vaults were supposed to be in guild halls, allowing all members of guild to actively store items and gold into one big stockpile for the guild. Like you would in World of Warcraft's guild system, technically, Diablo 2 would have been the first ever online RPG to ever create such a system. And that is 20 things you didn't know about Diablo 2. If you stuck around this long into the video, I'd like to say thank you for hanging out and looking into some incredible facts about Diablo 2. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button and turn the bell on for notifications. I also want to mention that we now have an active Discord that you can join where you can also get notified when my videos get uploaded. And if you want to chat, you can find me there. I will leave the link below, and I will see you all in Sanctuary.